Hello dear friends. So in this video I'm gonna cover the sad situation of what the disgusting lizards are doing in Australia to some alternative communities on the east coast, because unfortunately they're gonna be using the same tactics all over the world, as we know from the Hyperborea prophecies, and I will cover this not to scare you, but to have you prepared. After that, I found a few more prophecies in terms of which lands will be sinking and which one will remain above sea level during the end times. So this is the area of Australia where there is the highest concentration of free-minded people. So first of all, it seems the insurance companies are hiring psychics, so they knew and they cancelled the insurances of many people in the area. And then it seems by pure chance somebody geoengineered floodings and opened the dams and flooded the entire area so that people could find rescue only on the roofs of their houses. Suddenly, as a surprise, the waters rose that high, and the government, which was very concerned about saving people's lives from the bug, somehow didn't care that these people need help, so they did not organize any official rescue operations at all. Of course, the entire area is cut off from electricity and internet, and how conveniently then the world cannot find out about what they're doing. Luckily, they were rescued by volunteers, private people with jet ski. And by the way, this type of souls who were actually saving the people, they will be the ones who will depart for the higher realms, like the 7 levels of heaven, and not those who believe Alex Jones that they are a resistance by just listening to him, remaining with their internet addiction, and buying his food supplements and overpriced survival food, while absorbing his strong anger as something natural, and most importantly, the subtle deceit that there is no way around the tricks of the lizards. And getting back to Australia, when the waters receded, people are still without water and electricity, with the corpses of their cattle around and all their possession and food supplies rotting in the terrible humidity and constant rain. And now the lizards are organizing, even they're opening the dam again, and even more rainfall and flooding from the dam. And here a few sources where one can find out more details about the how exactly the lizards are doing it, but I think there is no point for those who are outside of Australia to delve into such details. It will be way more advantageous for them to do something practical, like building a solar cooker for yourself, which under the current circumstances I would say is a must-have. In the Hyperborea prophecies we were given hints decades ago already that they will be manufacturing such floods. They will be flooding the people, and actually for them also in the prophecies it was said that it will be something like a sign for their fellow lizards from other areas of the world, meaning intensify attacks on all godly people. Now, a few more prophecies from Peter Dunuff about which areas will be sinking. Peter Dunuff, he's not extremely reliable source in terms of details, so don't expect them to be completely accurate, but still he was saying, and these are not random guesses, but prophecies. So it says that parts of Spain and south of Portugal will be submerged, and a lot of Italy, Venice, Naples, Rome, Genoa, all this will be underwater. Vatican will be saved because they will move the entire town on some sort of higher lands. Parts of western Turkey will be also submerged, and the new coastal line will lie between Istanbul and Cyprus. The Black Sea will be flooding parts of Bulgaria and Romania as well, although they will be relatively not as much affected by the floods. And still, speaking precisely of what does it mean not so much, this is what Vanga says about the floodings in Bulgaria. The entire mountain of Pirin will simply drop down in the earth, and there will be sea over there. And as far as the spilling from the east, from the Black Sea, the new coastal line will be where is Shumen and Sliven now. That means 100, 200 kilometers inland from the current coastal line. That's in a country which, in her own prophecies and those of a few other prophets, will relatively not be very much affected from these disasters. So, in terms of the drastic changes described by Peter Dunov, he said that the position of the magnetic poles will start correcting itself, correcting, he said, in 2002, but it will be gradual at first, and only in 2029, he said, there will be a really tangible push. And only then the ice caps will completely disappear and there will be even more flooding. Also, Slava Sevrukova, she used to work a lot with scientists, and they were asking her, there is this theory that the caps will disappear. That was decades ago. And they said, we have calculated that it will happen in 2050. She said, yes, it will happen, but you are getting the timing a bit wrong. It will happen much earlier than that. And here in the quotes from Peter Dunov, in Europe, Asia, Africa, and Australia, only what is high mountains now will remain above sea level. By then, England will be only a very small island. The Sahara Desert will be flooded, it will become sea bottom, and on its shores, cultures will be flourishing. Because of the terrible deluge, too many people will remain without homes, and there will be anarchy, pestilence, and starvation. America will suffer a lot, USA, he means, from natural disasters, and the Americans will try to flee to Canada. However, Canada will not be prepared to take that many people and will eventually close its borders for them. In South America, it will not be different. Periodically, there will be lots of disasters in Brazil, and eventually many Brazilians will go to Argentina. And by the way, Brazil is already getting too many natural disasters. The number is much more than it used to be. Somehow they're not putting that in the spotlight, maybe because they're engineered by them, or just because they don't want to awaken the people to the fact that the apocalypse is starting.